Hello, and welcome to the Decibel Boost podcast, the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution. I'm your host, Robert, also known elsewhere as Podcast Host X. And with me, I have...
the man with all the news that's fit to rake, Mr. X.
And...
Wait. Oh, shit, I had his point. He told me to look at it. Why is it that in front of you guys right now?
I have absolutely no idea.
It was in class at one time. The teacher was kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember now. I don't even know what the hell she was talking about. I just remember the porn.
Yes, the porn.
I didn't react much at all. I'm kind of numb to it at this point. But, yeah. This is episode 84. We got about, 16 to go until the big 100. Which is actually what the three judges of the official podcast rating committee gave this show one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a legend. We officially have the lowest score on that committee, which is amazing to me, man.
Oh. Well, damn.
We suck.
You know, they want to say that's my face. I'm going to have to get out the friggin' lowrider. And, whatever that guitar is.
It's a Fender Jaguar, by the way.
That's what it is. I should actually put that in my notes here. Fender Jaguar. Does this mean I have to do the math?
Maybe.
Oh, man. I hate it when I do the math. That crazy chick with the 90s haircut always screams at me. 90s game commercials are weird. But yeah, so anyway, how's everything been going with all y'all?
Well, I am in the middle of 10 flippin' work days in a row because my coworker got fired or quit or something. I don't know. Failed a drug test. I don't know. But either way, I've been stuck doing a lot of work and I'm left feeling very, very sore all over my body.
I mean, I hope they're paying you at least.
Oh, yes. They're paying me. I'm getting some good money on Friday. Hooray, because I got bills to pay. But to bide the time in between, working the salt mines, I have been enjoying some stuff that's made people very salty, such as Solo, a Star Wars story. Pretty okay film. I like it. I've also been enjoying Politically Progressive. Pretty cool. I like it. I've been following the Pokemon news with the new games coming out. I'm interested. I like it. And I've been following the NBA Finals because I'm from California and I am a diehard Warriors fan who... Oh, I'm just so glad they don't suck anymore and they're actually, on the verge of becoming a dynasty. That makes me very happy and makes other people very upset.
Wait, so when did they stop sucking? Was it when Guy Fieri got, God, what was that one player's name? In the Hot Ones interview, he said, he helped a player transfer to the Golden State Warriors or something?
Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. So, yeah, that's been my week. Oh, I've also gotten into some more culinary stuff. We recently had a Shake Shack open up in the city, and I went there a while ago. And, for $15... I expected more from a burger, fries, and shake.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
$15?
$15 for all that. Freaking New Yorkers. I'll just stick with Five Guys and In-N-Out whenever I'm on the West Coast.
Oh, me, I'm so cool. I live in California. I can have my burgers grilled in mustard. I'm so cool.
Hey, I'll go animal style. That's not for me. I tried it once, didn't like it.
What's even the point, wuss?
Whatever. I've also gone to this place called, I don't know if anyone else has it, the Wild Wing Cafe, which is kind of like Buffalo Wild Wings, except they don't have a racist troll hacking their Twitter.
Oh, yeah, someone got their ass fired that week, let me tell you what.
Yeah.
I went there, and I expected more for a box of wings for $15. It was very dry and very small.
Damn.
Like my hopes and dreams, they're all dead and buried.
Do not touch the trim.
Yes, please don't. And aside from that, I've just been trying to, avoid most of the rest of the salt going on in the world. I don't even have to describe what it is because that will take way too long. So, yes, I'm just looking forward to the weekend at E3.
Ah, yes, E3. That's going to be a fun week. I might have something planned for that elsewhere in the world, wherever you know to find me. But, Mark, what about you?
Well, let's see. Today kind of sucked because I have to find a way to get somebody to switch to get the N in my name, or else I got to cut the shit off.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Ew.
really. Yeah, it really, like, we're trying to get the internet under my name because, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, like, the reason why I'm saying this right now, because in case something happens and you wonder if I'm alive or dead, or, yeah, that would happen. I'm just telling this to the audience and to you two now because it might happen this week.
Yeah. I hate when stuff like that happens. That's why we had to get the internet and cable in my name over here. Because, credit is such a pain.
Yeah, that and also being broke as fuck, and yeah, it's a bitch like kind of thing. Where I got actually fucking bummed out today about that shit.
Well, that sounds like a fun time.
Oh, oodles of fun.
Oodles and noodles.
Mm.
But anyway, as for me, well, I had quite a bit of stuff going on this past week or so, actually. Sadly, I have not seen Solo, so I can't join in on the takes. Actually, I would probably be on the side of, I imagine it looks like something I think is a lot of fun. Not to mention, I demand to see Lando Calrissian have sex with everything.
Don't we all?
Even that door.
Not the door. I need to use that. My hand has to touch that. Jeez, Mark. What's wrong with you? It's like Reggie Fils-Aimé once said. What's wrong with you? But anyway, first off, on Thursday, this past Thursday, you probably saw the article already on the site, I went to the first stop on Adult Swim's 2018 On the Green tour. There was a lot of food, a lot of wide open space, a lot of comedy, a lot of games, and of course a lot of Adult Swim goodies, and including one point, the best goodie of all, where I fucking fell down trying to smack the cat's uvula. I didn't think I was that heavy. Like, I literally, like, pushed the rope bridge thing all the way down to, like, the cradle surface down below. Man. I'm not going on a diet, though, because fuck you. But yeah, you can read all about that on the site, but short version here, they showed off, new episodes of stuff like Dream Corp LLC Season 2, season finale of Robot Chicken, a couple of the pilots they showed recently, Chuck Deuce and the Shivering Truth, the audience vote, which was the pilot episode of Xavier Renegade Angel. I voted for C-Lab, but, Xavier's cool too, I suppose. And then the big highlight for me, Venture Brothers Season 7! Yeah!
Woo!
And oh boy, does some shit go down in that episode that I couldn't even tell you, because goddamn. But dude, I'm hoping we get an official premiere date soon. I need the weekly stream of Venture Bros content. And then after that, on Friday, did a photo shoot with the band, and can you guess where? You'll be completely surprised. It was in the forest section of the local park near my job.
So it wasn't an alligator alley, okay.
No, although I'm sure if we went deep enough, there would be some alligators. Probably. There was definitely plenty of fake blood, though. Man, that shit gets sticky, though. It's like, thankfully I still had a bottle of water in the car, so I could just, pour it onto, my drummer, wipe off the sweat rag and then just, clean it off. But I was almost contemplating just, driving home with the blood, then just, roll down the window when a cop comes by. I'm like, hey, sup? What's going on, buddy? Oh no, this is just raspberry jam. I ate too many donuts too fast. Why are you coming with the taser? What did I do?
Taste that fucker!
Yeah, there was that. There was also the little diversion of trying to learn how to make chocolate molten lava cake, which I think I might have overcooked them because they basically came out like really tasty brownies. Ah, damn it. Of course, Fully Coolly Progressive, which I promise the review is coming. It'll probably be posted by the time, you're listening to this. I was busy collecting screenshots and notes and stuff, this afternoon. And then, on Sunday, I went to a concert. That's probably the most relevant part. This is a music podcast, after all. Yes, I had won some tickets in a giveaway, so I went with a friend of mine to go see Obituary, Pallbearer, Skeleton Witch, and some band called Dust Bolt. Apparently they're from Germany, and they thrash. They thrash pretty good. And to answer Alex's immediate question, only Skeleton Witch's vocalist was the only one that cupped the mic.
Okay, 3 out of 4, not bad.
Mostly because everybody in Dust Bowl all had instruments, all the Pallbearer guys all had instruments in their hands, and the vocalist of Obituary isn't a dipshit. No offense to Skeleton Witch, though, much love. And yeah, that was a pretty killer show, and, except for the part where I always get late, because seriously, like, this, at a venue like this, like, where it was hosted at, I, of course, got there, like, immediately, and got right up there to, like, the front gate, literally no separation between, like, me, the grating, and, like, the actual stage. But then somehow, once shit got really crazy during Obituary set, I somehow get, like, shoved and pulled out, like, about a good foot or two away from where I was first standing. It's like, motherfuck, what the shit is this physics bullshit going on? I don't Neil deGrasse Tyson, explain this to me, please. Explain mosh physics, or get Michael from Vsauce or something. Because this makes no sense. Dude, it's just like, and like all the mosh force is like behind me. So it's like, where is the like physical energy transfer that is somehow sucking me slightly away from the front? I don't understand physics. But yeah, that's basically enough about all my shit. And so now we can move on to the important stuff of discussion. That's right, the new songs for this past week. And of course, as always, there will be a link down in the description so that you can follow along with us and have opinions about our opinions. Because as we all know, that's the most important thing on the internet. Hashtag discourse. So,
4?
Yeah. But first, let's start off by celebrating the fact that we got through the entirety of May without Weezer releasing the Black Album. Phew, load off my mind. But they didn't leave us completely empty-handed with new music. Now, if you don't follow the internet too closely, there was this teenager who started a Twitter account primarily dedicated to bugging the hell out of the lads in Weezer to cover the seminal internet musical classic Africa by Toto. Yes, that song that we all have made many a meme about for basically every kind of occasion, and, photoshopping onto everything from The Simpsons to the Eric Andre show. Because reasons. And so, at some point in the past couple of weeks, Weezer decided to, get in the studio, record, and crank out a cover of Rosanna. The other single from Toto 4. But then, just a few days later, just to continue messing with people further, that's when they finally decide to, bless the rains down in Africa. Yes, the social media campaign has now fulfilled its promise, and now we all have to figure out what to do with our lives. Maybe we can get Smash Mouth to do the same thing. They can No, you know what? We can get them to cover Africa for the Shrek reboot. There's an idea. But I suppose we should say something about how Weezer's cover actually fares, which I'll say it sounds a hell of a lot better than anything they put out on the White Album. No, wait, not the White Album. Pacific Daydream. There we go.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like as close to the original version as you can get, like song structure, all the synthy keys and everything, that classic sound. The obvious difference is that there's more an emphasis on some natural instrumentation, like the drums don't sound as synthetic, and hey, the snare actually has some crack to it this time, instead of the fucking thudding from Pacific Daydream. Sorry, Sorry. I'm still upset about that.
Let it go. It's over. It can't hurt you anymore.
And then, when you get to the chorus, you have, like, those big, like, thunderous power chords just accentuating the triumphantness of blessing the rains. And, Rivers Cuomo doesn't actually sound, like, completely freaking annoying this time. So, good for him. You guys did good on this.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good cover. It sounds, to me anyway, a little bit, sounds like it could have fit well. It was like a B-side from a track off U-Bait. You know that album?
I know that album.
Yes. AKA the last good Weezer album, but whatever. Now, is it sad that I was expecting more memes in this? Because in a different community, the Guitar Hero / Clone Hero community, Africa is kind of a big meme. There are lots of meme charts for there all around, and I guess I was just expecting a little bit more in that regard, but yeah, still a pretty good cover. Very solid.
I mean, how much more can you meme up a meme that is already the most meme-tastic meme? I mean, what are they supposed to do? Like, are they supposed to crank out Loss with, like, the note charts?
Loss, Accreate, a whole bunch of other things. Machinations A, whole bunch of things.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I'm a little bit disconnected from the Guitar Hero thing at this point in my life, as you can tell once we get to the news topics. But anyway, let's move on from that to an actual song from an actual album. The next released track from, saxophonist Kamasi Washington's upcoming double album, Heaven and Earth, coming out June 22nd. This time we have a track called Street Fighter Mass, which sadly is not a sequel to that one Thundercats song. I'm all about my Johnny Cage. That song's still catchy. But this one, it's pretty straight up once you hear at least half of it. It opens with this soft but very steady drum beat with a lot of twinkling synths and smooth pianos, along with that sort of syncopated synthetic bass tone to it. Quite this epic choir vocal thing going on with his Kamasi saxophone lines accentuating that vocal melody, and then in between bursts of that you get just some saxophone improvisation. Although I listened very clearly to those melodies as best as I could, and at least as far as I could tell, there wasn't actually any interpolations of Street Fighter, soundtrack melodies, which is a shame, because you want to talk about memeing up your music. He should have interpolated Guile's theme, because it goes with everything. Just like the opening theme of Attack on Titan. It goes with everything. Come on, Kamasi. I know this is supposed to be your grand, fight theme entrance into the arcade when you're about to pwn the noobs or whatever, but you gotta go all the way, dude. I still like the song though, but get more meme-tastic with it.
Oh yeah, this song's pretty badass. If it's way it builds up with the horn, it's like on the horns where it gets to the type of sound like that. That is definitely a fight interest that you'd be proud to walk on to.
Yes. This would, could you imagine someone coming out to this at a wrestling event? It would objectively be the greatest wrestling entrance theme of all time, which isn't a high bar to clear because, to be honest, a lot of them suck.
I'm just gonna let that slide for right now.
You're just letting it slide because you know I'm right. But let's move on from that because we're not in the mood to get in a fight. So let's just chill and stay gold. With this new remix that's a part of the Adult Swim singles program. This past week's single, yep, that's right, Run the Jewels, bringing us the Smiff and Cash remix of Stay Gold, which of course features a very familiar face, good old Gangsta Boo. Hey! Yeah, now, of course, as far as what it actually remixes and how it's different from the original version, this one's got more of a chilled-out trap beat. It's not as driving and, sort of glitchy with the vocal effects and that weird guitar thing as, the original Stay Gold. And, Gangsta Boo, like her bars, she basically replaces like those first 2 verses, but then, like the other 4, are all intact with Mike and Elle, doing their thing. And that's definitely where you can tell like the beat is kind of chilled, because like Mike's fucking that whole rapid fire, blah blah blah, oh my neck, shit, whatever the hell he's saying there. I still don't have it committed to memory. He's definitely much more relaxed. It's it's not a bad remix, and Gangsta Boo's always welcome.
It's a very solid remix of this. Like, and I heard this guy for Smiff and Cash. I don't know the hell they are, but they made this a very chill ass version of the usual. We give a Killer Mike and an LP, and of course against the boot too. Like this, so like this remix is pretty still gold.
Mm-hmm. Very good stuff here. I'm glad they put it up as part of the program, because I recall they had some extras of that Stay Gold box up on their store site, and I'm pretty sure it sold out in 5 minutes.
Aw.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
Well.
Meanwhile, I still have mine. Yeah. But anyway, now we're moving on from that to some alumni of the Adult Swim Singles program. Well, an alumni anyway, just the one. Yes, it appears that the sludgy doom metal act Thou has been up to some stuff, some pretty expansive, ambitious plans for this year. They are releasing 3 EPs leading up to a new, proper, full-length project. Now, the first of these you're actually going to hear about, when we do the album roundup for this week, because it came out last month. They already released the second one of these. I think it's called Inconsolable. Yeah, I saw it listed on Spotify earlier. And that just leaves the other 2. Their third EP for the year, Rhea Sylvia, is coming out July 27th. And then the full length, which is coming out on August 31st, called Magus, which obviously means that it's a concept album about the ancient Magus bride. Because they would be into that. I don't know. I'm making this is my headcanon as far as I'm concerned. You can't prove me wrong.
It only counts if there's a song about looting up the Bone Daddy. Yes.
Then again, considering some of the artwork these guys do on their albums, they're probably all about the Bone Daddies. Different kinds of Bone Daddies, but So yeah, we of course have 2 songs here from the lads and Thou. The first one being from Rhea Sylvia, a track called The Only Law, which, according to the various press descriptions of these albums, this third EP is going for more of a, quote, melodic grunge sound, which I suppose would be appropriate considering that one time they actually did covers of Nirvana songs for a tribute album, but it's neither here nor there. And yeah, this one definitely moves at a slower, that slow, sludgy tempo you expect, with those heavy, low-end guitars marching in that slow rhythm with the drums. And you also get that chorus-laden guitar melody, over top that being all, real sad boy hours, intermixed with very sort of post-metal style moaning vocals underneath all the bitter throat-shredding screams and everything. It works for what it is. It pretty much delivers exactly what they're telling you they're going to deliver. And then, of course, on the Changeling Prince, which from this album, they say it's going to combine sort of the sounds of the previous 2, the previous 3 EPs, rather, which, melodic grunge, there was the noise drone, and then apparently, some kind of quiet acoustic kind of thing. I still haven't heard Inconsolable yet. But this track, the Changeling Prince, right off the bat, it hits you with more, straight up doomy material, especially with the loud pounding tom rhythms, playing up against the slow, fucking sludgy guitar builds. And eventually, you do get those more fuzzier, sort of droning bass mix, and, the guitar melodies, you definitely get, the grunge here as well, mixed in with sort of, more the drone style and everything. Again, I guess technically delivering what was promised. Obviously, I'm an easy lay for this kind of thing, so I'm keeping my eyes out for all of the Thou. Just all of it.
Yeah, this is certainly an interesting concept. A split of styles across 3 EPs. And yeah, both promo tracks here have a good bit of blend of metallic, raucous noise and ambient drone elements to them. I'll be keeping an eye out for them. I'm going to have some homework to do on these guys.
It's going to be all good. But now let's move out of the realm of, dark, angry, sludgy shit to, some smooth, grooving, romantic R&B type of stuff, courtesy of the internet. By which I mean the band, the group, the internet, not like the internet as in whatever. This joke is, I'm bad at jokes.
Okay, I'll
Mark.
take over. So anyway, after Civil 4, the last appearance, the internet got another album coming out July 20th called Hive Mind. Hive.
I got
There's
it.
5 of them. How about, okay, fuck it. Okay. Anyway, they got a new song called Come Over, and as Rob tried to reach before but failed to, there's some very groovy shit, some very groovy smooth type of shit going on with them, and then of course helps with Sid's vocals being also smooth and soft. It just really gets you in the mood for some love making, and also on at the near end of the song, there's like this dialogue at the 4.5 minute mark where it's like, I think they're having some conversation or some shit like that. At least that's what I got from it.
Yeah.
This also another another instrumental or another beat to that. But this sounds pretty good. Like, I think on the internet, album I listened to was their last one, Ego Death, which I kind of fuck with. But yeah, like, I'm looking forward to more of this coming, July 20th.
That's gonna be very, very fun. But now let's move on from that to a band which we have not heard from in 3 years. Or I guess 6 if you're me and you only consider certain albums to count. Yes, it seems like the lads in Coheed and Cambria are back at it again. And by it again, I mean they are back on their bullshit, because while we still don't know what their new album is called or when it's coming out, we do know that one is coming, and they've released a new song in the form of a 10-minute jam called The Dark Sentencer. And as that name might imply, they're back on their concept bullshit. Although I have no idea where the fuck this actually slots into the overall Amory Wars shit, because the fucking description, it has like a very wordy couple of paragraphs, but it doesn't really tell you anything about like, the architects of the universe or Claudio Kilgannon or all that other stuff, all that Star Trek bullshit. I don't know. I think there was something about Kylo Ren in there or something.
Okay.
But yeah, the Dark Sentencer, it obviously intros with like this, really melodramatic piano with like the sort of pseudo John Carpenter-esque synth lines, and then finally the band kicks in after 3 minutes with like this steady triplet grooving guitar melody and drum, beats, plenty of gang chants, intermixed with all the fucking vocal wailing as Claudio is narrating some freaking like mad space epic whatever. It's a pretty consistent groove, steady, maintained throughout, only with a couple minor breaks for like vocals and a bit of a guitar solo in there. It might be playing what sounds like more or less the same 2 minutes of music across 10 minutes, but if I'm being honest, I still like it a hell of a lot better than The Color Before the Sun. Seriously, like, my favorite Coheed is, like, I know people get, like, annoyed or pissed off when, like, Coheed stay on the sci-fi thing, but that's when I like Coheed the most, because I think that has an effect on, like, how interesting the actual music composition itself is. I mean, I get it's not always a one-to-one relation. I mean, just listen to the Afterman Dissension. But, like, I like Coheed and Cambria to be on their weird space shit. That's just fun to me.
Yeah. Pretty good stuff. A nice little introduction to their new label home, Roadrunner. A very fine label indeed. And yes, this track fills our sci-fi prog quota. And there's definitely kind of a 70s Rush Genesis style going on here. I can dig it. I can dig that kind of throwback prog rock kind of stuff. And here's to hoping this album gives us a sci-fi saga that's just a bit easier to follow than the entirety of the Amory Wars, because I think if you put it all together, it's like 7,000 pages long worth of detail and story elements and all sorts of nonsense.
Well, I mean, all you have to do is read the comic books and graphic novels, and then it'll make sense. It'll probably make about as much sense as Countdown, but it'll make sense.
Okay, I'll just go to my comic shop and find it. Oh, wait, I can't. Well, that's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
Oh, wait, did they close yours too?
I don't have a comic book shop. All I have is Second and Charles, which is like a Books A Million.
What the hell is Books A Million?
It's a bookstore.
Okay. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's, now we have to move on from that to the last two songs, this week. Now, as we mentioned on last week's episode, apparently Gorillaz were prepping something for June 29th called the Now Now, and as we now confirmed in, like, literally a couple days after that episode came out, it is in fact a new album coming out June 29th, and this one will have, well, it'll have significantly less guest features. It's like a slim 11 tracks, and the only guest features are some guy named George Benson, and of course, the D.O.J. Snoop Dogg!
Yeah.
And we, of course, have two songs to talk about to release from the album that we can discuss here. The first is called Humility, because this one actually came with a proper music video. One that actually featured the Gorillaz illustrated in 2D. By which I mean like 2D illustration. But, you know, 2D is there too. So is Noodle and Russell and Ace from the Gangrene Gang. Wait.
Yeah. Apparently, the Gorillaz and Powerpuff Girls canon are now interlinked with one another because, from what we understand, going back to the 2018 Brit Awards, Murdoch's in jail again.
Yep.
Again. Which reminds me, I have to check that thing, that this pop-up I got that says I can apparently talk to him while in jail. But screw that, man. I'm not getting involved with a convicted criminal. And yeah, that's the... Can we just talk about that for a second? Like, that's so weird. Okay, like, I know that either Jamie Hewlett, Damon Albarn, or both are friends with Craig McCracken, but, like, I figured, like, this kind of thing would be impossible to do, especially given, like, the new show, and that, you know, Craig isn't working on the new show, so I don't know how they licensed Ace from the Gangrene Gang to be a Gorillaz member now. Friggin', like, kids show licensing is, like, just a whole confusing minefield I don't understand. I'm pretty sure anime licensing makes more sense than this. But I suppose we should actually get into the song itself. And, you know, given that it's less feature heavy and, you know, obviously a bit of a departure from Humans, you get that right away because it's immediately, like, it's less buried in, like, that synthy electro pop melodrama. You know, the beat, it has a lot of light, bouncy synthesizers, and there's a lot of heavy emphasis on, like, these very sort of loungy, smooth jazz guitar licks, courtesy of Jack Black, at least if we believe the video.
Well, he's just sort of the fill-in for, he's just the fill-in for the video.
He's there.
I suppose so. But yeah, you know, because obviously 2D has to do his whole skate routine in green basketball shorts.
In shorts.
Which I never knew I needed that in my life before now. Oh, I am so thankful.
But yeah, like, it's a pretty, you know, smooth, like, groovy, bright sort of song. Like, if this is, like, the indicative of the rest of the quality, this could be, like, a perfect summer album. Like, it'd be the best summer album since Funk Wave Bounces, which I still haven't listened to.
But damn. But this is all good. This definitely got that summer beach vibe feel right from the beginning, and gives that very bouncy vibe. It kind of gives you a little smile on your face.
Lots of smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Or that smirk that Noodle gave to that guy playing chess.
Yeah. Now I have to ask, are we setting ourselves up for something lackluster again, kind of like with Humans? Because do any of us remember everything about Humans? Because I don't.
I mean, I still do.
I remember some shit about humans.
Oh, I guess that's just me then.
Heresy, sir. But anyway, then of course there was the other single released, Lake Zurich, which Lake Zurich isn't that where they give out awards for like having the biggest poop or something? Or is that the measurement system that they used? Oh no, wait,
You're thinking of Currix, yeah.
Okay, then never mind. But this one is definitely a lot more of a electronic, sort of dance thing vibe to it. There's like barely any vocals on this one though. There's that little sample sort of spoken word thing in the middle, but the rest of it is just like this sort of electronic dance beat that almost kind of sounds like it would be the basis for like a Blank Banshee or Saint Pepsi kind of track. Just kind of like, looping repetitively. It's very shimmering and, smooth. You could dance to it. It's a fun jam. It's all right. Not bad.
Yeah, it's like it's cool too. Cool too. Like I wasn't expecting instrumental from them, at least solely that. But yeah, like this is kind of cool too.
Guess we'll just have to see where the rest of this leads. We got like a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Although I'm not looking forward to mainly with the hot takes where it gets where people could say, "See, I thought you was bad," because it's gonna be plenty of that to come. I just know it.
The takes, they're everywhere.
Yes. The takes.
All right, and that basically just about covers the news song discussion, so we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to have some news to discuss, so stay tuned for that. And we're back. So we got about 4 topics to discuss here, so let's start off with, of course, a festival announcement. Specifically, the first wave announcement for the 2018 edition of Riot Fest, taking place from September 14th through the 16th in beautiful Douglas Park, Chicago. That's literally what it says on the poster here, so I'm just regurgitating press information. Now, there's a couple of, one line of, like, question marks here. So, obviously, there's a surprise headliner here. Boy. But, let's talk about what we actually know about the lineup so far. I mean, it's basically 99.9% complete. So, the big build headliners off on the side of the poster are as follows. Blink-182. Beck. Elvis Costello and the Imposters. Wait, so does that mean they're imposters of Elvis Costello?
I hope they play Pump It Up again.
Don't they all? Incubus, Young the Giant, Interpol, Blondie, Alkaline Trio, Father John Misty, and Jerry Lee Lewis? Okay.
Yes. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Lahaven.
Somehow, some way.
And they got to marry his sister or some shit like
His cousin, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Woody Allen.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Anyway, now let's go on to all the bands that are cramped together in one giant wall of text on the other, 97% of the page. So, of course, there are Dropkick Murphys, Bleachers, Atmosphere, Flogging Molly. Wow, this is going to have the highest percentage of Irish people ever. Cypress Hill, Bad Religion, Under Oath, Matt and Kim, the Jesus Lizard. I knew it! I knew Christians were lizard people. It all comes together. Sum 41, The Voids, The Front Bottoms, Twin Peaks, K-Flay, Suicidal Tendencies, Bullet for My Valentine.
Oh, God, it still hurts. I know it's not July yet, but I'm already preparing myself for my last time ever caring about these bands.
Anyway, Clutch, The Wonder Years, Diggable Planets. Liz Phair, Cat Power, Gary Newman, Killing Joke, Hot Snakes, Wolf Mother.
Fucker.
Oh god, that band was so fucking annoying. Moose Blood, Swimmers, Johnny Marr, Superchunk, J.D. McPherson. McPherson? McPherson? I'm a McPherson.
J. McPherson, McPaulson, McJuggernuggets, I don't know.
Rain Wolf, Lagwagon, which is what I hear they call Halo parties back in 2003. Pussy Riot, Fear, Andrew WK party. Gwar, the Aquabats. Okay, I need someone to explain this to me. What the fuck is a Hobo Johnson, and why am I supposed to care?
I don't know, he's the hobo.
But yeah,
fucking got out of Love Makers.
And the Love Makers too, because it's important to know that Hobo Johnson makes love. Face to Face, The Exploited, The Bouncing Souls, Dillinger 4, Conflict, Piebald, Adolescence, The Avengers.
They're alive?
Yo, dude,
Well,
holy shit.
the originals are anyway.
Well, I mean, that's true, but, you know, goddamn, holy shit. I mean, I'm surprised they were able to do touring festivals so soon. This is like major Infinity War spoilers. Cobra Skulls, Health, Calpurnia, Kevin Devine, The Frights, The Districts, Arkells, The Audition, Spitalfield, Floor, something, I don't know. Speedy Ortiz, Bully, Lower Class Brats, Total Chaos, The Fever 333, Direct Hit, Mom Jeans, Mannequin Pussy, Pronoun, Beach Goons, The Bomb Pops, Bad Flower, Safe Face, Super Whatever, Beach Bunny, No Small Children, and apparently more to be announced.
Featuring the Hell's a Poppin' Circus Sideshow review, whatever that is.
I assume it's just bad Krusty the Clown stand-up.
Mom jeans. You got pussy. Mannequin Pussy Riot. I'm 4. Why am I talking like this?
I don't know, because this shit's really funny sometimes.
This is a pretty scattered lineup for a festival. I mean, on one hand, you got Blink-182, you got Killing Joke, which, yes, you got NWK and Gwar. And then you have Incubus, Jerry Lee Lewis, flipping Sum 41, Bullet for My Valentine, and, like you said, Under Oath. Oh, man, this is a weird lineup here.
These are wild times we live in.
Although I didn't expect to see Cypress Hill. Okay, maybe Cypress Hill, but I didn't expect to see Digable Planets there as well.
Yeah, I guess he must be taking a break from Shabazz Palace's releases.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I guess whoever has the money and funds to go to this is certainly going to have an interesting time. You know, Lord knows how you're going to arrange your schedule around all that. Oh shit, Wonder Years is over. Now I have to run to Father John Misty. Come on, legs, work.
Come on, ow! I can't move my legs, so you got to carry me. Wait, why you run away? Hey, come carry me! What the fuck?
I am not that physically strong. You're on your own. You know, like that one song by Perfect Circle said. You know the one. But anyway, let's move on from that to the Recording Academy, where, much like with the Buffalo Wild Wings Twitter, somebody's getting shit canned.
Only this time it's at the very tip top.
Yes, in case you don't remember, there was a bit of fallout from this year's Grammy Awards after the Recording Academy president and CEO Neil Portnow made some rather dipshit comments about how women needed to, quote, step up if they wanted actual representation in the music industry. You know, despite the fact that even just a cursory glance revealed that there was a rather big amount of diversity in the actual nominations for the most recent Academy Awards, and it's still, like, pretty much barely any women won any of the freaking awards televised. The only one was Alessia Cara.
I point you all to my Lord rant from our Grammy show.
Yes. And you should watch that anyway. Get the views of that over to 100.
Oh, and not to mention, the one category you got mostly a majority of female singers. And who you give that award to? Mr. Shape of You that likes ketchup flavored ice cream for some reason.
Oh God! I literally just felt that in my throat. Oh,
I got them from Jessica Cavella on her Twitter. She likes to share weird food shit for some reason.
Yeah. But anyway, as we previously implied, it looks like Mr. Neil Portnow is actually stepping down. His deal basically runs about another year, which means by next summer we're going to have a new president and CEO, maybe one that isn't a complete and total dipshit. Which reminds me, we'll have to see what exactly ever happened with that task force. Because this guy was trying to lead a task force to, address anti-diversity problems in, the Grammy nomination process. But, we're stuck with this bastard for another year and another Grammy celebration. I sincerely hope that, his last thing he does on TV is personally flog himself. That'll be fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, I guess the only real other thing I could say about this is, of course, to recite, in the language of our people, bye, Felicia.
See ya.
Ah, bitch.
Alright, so now that we're done roasting this bastard, there's another roasting that's going to be coming up soon, but first we have to, we have to deliver a eulogy. Let me just put on my, black flannel here for a minute. I knew Guitar Hero a great long time ago. I knew Guitar Hero 2 very well. I sunk lots of money into DLC for various future titles, but the franchise once died, then came back, and at least according to something Alex has shown us, is now apparently deader than dead. Care to elaborate, sir?
Yes. So, if you haven't noticed it, don't worry, nobody else did. Back in the fall of 2015, Activision decided, hey, we're going to revitalize the Guitar Hero name and brand with a game called Guitar Hero Live. A game that took all the fun and joy away from the original Guitar Hero games in place of microtransactions via a service called Guitar Hero TV, where you pay real money to play actual songs with music videos accompanying them on your TV on a terrible reconfigured guitar controller that nobody liked. And
how bad are we talking here? Because I know a thing or two about some Guitar Hero controllers. I have to know this.
You have the regular 5-button controller. For Guitar Hero Live, there is a 6-button controller with 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. It's very awkward to try and get acquainted with, and it's just... Oh, it's not pleasant.
Oh, I'm moving my hands right now. I'm trying to imagine it, and it just feels uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's not a very pleasant experience, but, anyway. So, this game has been kind of dead for the past 3 years. Pretty much since day one, because, nobody bought it. The same with Rock Band 4, but that was only because Mad Catz went, bankrupt. But that brings us to this. The termination of the Guitar Hero TV service. As of June 1st, for one, I should mention, there was also a mobile version of Guitar Hero Live, and as of June 1st, that game will not be available for download on the iOS. So, oh well. Additionally, starting June 1st, which was a couple days ago, in-game purchases via Guitar Hero TV have been turned off, and any items purchased, aka songs and setlist purchased, in the Guitar Hero TV mode will be only available until December 1st of this year, after which this game is effectively completely bricked. What a way to go out with a completely bricked game that nobody bought.
I don't know how sad that is.
Damn.
Yeah. No more DLC, no more servers even. It's just a completely bricked game with nothing to add to it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But all is not lost because within the Guitar Hero community online, mostly through YouTube and Twitch, there have been, well, mods. Lots and lots of mods, and with the most popular one being a completely free game called Clone Hero, using the same engine, the same controls, the 5-button control. And so many creative people have done wonders with said game, including great charts like the Soulless charts from Exile, and of course all the fantastic meme charts, of which there are too many for me to try and round off, as well as some actually great charts for big songs and new songs come out almost on an almost daily basis. So yeah, this game can just screw off. Go away, Guitar Hero Live. Nobody wanted you in the first place. Go rot in the corner like the rest of your rhythm game brethrens.
They fall so hard, but I guess in the end it doesn't even matter. Linkin Park 2000 or 2002, well, whenever that song came out.
Now I'm sad. Jeez.
But yeah, I suppose we have to say farewell to that because Guitar Hero is dead, and you want to know what else is dead? Drake's credibility. Okay, so we put it off last week because we were waiting to see if any further developments would happen, but now it seems like the dust has pretty much settled for good, at least for now, until someone else decides to mess up. And we can now at least try to assess just what the hell happened between Mr. Drake and Mr. Pusha T. So for those who were gleefully avoiding the internet for a while because of the fucking take-pocalypse just building up on each other over like a month and a half, let's refresh your memory. We are in the middle of like a good month or so of releases from good music. We had the new Kanye West album this past week, which is apparently now called Yee. That's it, or Yay, however you pronounce it. But of course, all this...
And I have to concede defeat. It was not a strong 5 to a light 6. It was a light to decent 8.
Oh, I was closer than you are. Holy shit. Yeah, I got that in my sub box. I saw him with the yellow flannel. I was like, Alex is wrong.
Yep, I admit defeat. You win this round, Kanye. You win this round.
But anyway, getting back to the subject of good music releases, we of course started all this off with a new Pusha T album called Daytona. Not King Push. This one was just, 7 tracks, 21 minutes or so. And the tracks cover, a lot of stuff, just Pusha T sounding awesome as hell. But there was one line that, kickstarted a whole bunch of just, fighting from two sides here. So on the closing track, Infrared, the opening lyrics go something like this. The game's fucked up. These beats is banging. Your hooks did it. The lyric penning equal to Trump's winning. The bigger question is how the Russians did it. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin.
And those who know what we're talking about, he's talking about a Mr. Quentin. Mr. Quentin.
Come on, help me out here, genius. Quentin Miller.
Yes, Mr. Quentin Miller, who you may recognize the name as he was one of Drake's ghostwriters. As you know, the whole rapper spirit that Drake has ghostwriters. In case you didn't get the memo,
which at first led to a beef with Meek Mill that sadly I had to admit Drake kind of won.
Yeah, he did.
But and naturally when you mess with Drake on the whole ghostwriter topic, naturally he's got to come out swinging. Because keep in mind, it wasn't even a day. Like, it was not even a day after the album came out, and like he decided to post up, a track called Duppy Freestyle, whatever the fuck a Duppy is.
I think they mean spirit or ghost.
I mean, yeah, sure, if you say so. So, he put out his response to this diss, and, it's got lines like, so if you rebuke me for working with someone else on a couple of verses, what do you really think of that's making you beats? Which, keep in mind, that person in question is, of course, Kanye West. I've done things for him I thought he never would need. Father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me. I popped out for 30 hours to let him repeat. Now you popping up with jokes. I'm dead. I'm asleep. He's just, trying. He's going, I like Angry Drake. That Angry Drake is the only time when he's not boring me to tears. Don't push me when I'm in album mode. You're not even top 5 as far as your label talent goes.
Oh, and yes, we're talking about the talent of him and good music, which, okay, I know Drake is exaggerating because, look at the talent in good music. You got Pusha T, you got Kanye, and then you got what? Who, like, Big Sean, Designer.
Ah, jeez, that guy.
Tiger, yes, Tiger's on good music now, and who the fuck? I don't know, some other motherfuckers there, but okay, that was some good swing on that Drake. But remember this, it's easy to say you're top 5 on your label because no one knows what's your motherfuckers on there, either that or OVO Sound.
That is very much true, and it just goes on like that, dissing the guy over and over. But then came the line, look. Holla at me when you multi-million. I told you keep playing with my name, and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams.
Oh, he brought in the what? He brought in the fiance. Pusha T's fiance to be exact. Like, ooh, that is a fucking blow there.
And so where does this lead to? Of course, pretty much like. And keep in mind, Pusha T took his time. Like, he didn't fire back quickly and immediately, but when he did come out swinging, like a few days later, once the weekend was over, we got The Story of a D-Don, which, first off, featured the image of Drake in blackface.
Yep.
So right away, Pusha T ain't fucking around. He dug up some dirt.
Yeah, he dug up some dirt on his ass, alright? And I gotta ask, what the fuck were you faking with the blackface, Drake?
And keep in mind, we're not talking about like Tropic Thunder. We're seriously talking straight up meh type of stuff, man.
Yeah, that whole bullshit.
And we actually have to get into these lyrics because goddamn, like you brought his wife into it, so drug dealing aside, ghostwriting aside, let's have a heart-to-heart about your pride. Even though you're multi, I see that your soul don't look alive. The M's count different when baby divides the pie. Wait. Your music for the past few years been angry and full of lies. I'll start at the home front. I'm on 1. Dennis Graham, stay off the gram, bitch. I'm on 1. You mentioned wedding ring like it's a bad thing. Your father walked away at 5, hell of a dad thing. Marriage is something that Sandy never had, Drake. How you a winner, but she keep coming in last place?
Okay. Now, yes, those are what I'm talking about. Yes, you think about how, like, the first line with your baby is like how mainly the people at Cash Money or Young Money, how they keep on depriving being shady businessmen because they keep getting the money and you may be making money, but how much of that money you be getting? And then the one moment I was talking about, my marriage, but what about your dad's marriage? Do you think if you was 5, motherfucker? That was a strong sucker punch there.
And, it just keeps going. He just goes in. And then, of course, there's the big part, of course, because he had to respond to the line. Since you name-dropped my fiancé, let her know who you chose as your Beyoncé. Sophie knows better as your baby mother. Cleaned her up for IG, but the stench is on her. A baby's involved. It's deeper than rap. We talk in character. Let me keep with the facts. You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing Border Patrol. Adonis is your son, and he deserves more than Adidas press run. That's real. Love that baby. Respect the girl. Forget she's a porn star. Let her be your world.
Oh, and there it is. He revealed that Drake had a motherfucking son on the down low, along with a wife who was secretly a porn star.
Yep, Sophie Brousseau, to be precise.
And I had to look that up.
Yeah, remember, she apparently blew up in the tabloids like 2017 when she claimed that she had Drake's kid. And, of course...
that shit was true.
Yep.
You got exposed. The ass got exposed over there.
Yep. Like, just holy shit. And apparently, as far as the Border Patrol thing, I think they, like, live in, she and the kid live in France. Like, they're that far away from him.
Hmm.
And apparently, as far as the Adidas thing, Drake was apparently, like, he was supposedly going to have, like, some kind of a, sponsorship deal with Adidas, like, this year.
Yeah, that's true.
This month, to be precise.
Yeah, that's definitely true. and now that got tainted.
Pretty much. And, here's the, there's one more thing here. Just one last knife in the fucking chest. OVO 40 hunched over like he 80. Tick, tick, tick. How much time he got? That man is sick, sick, sick. That is right. He did not leave out 40. A man who, need to remind you, is diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Yeah, like it was like, God, well, damn, that was harsh as shit. What fucking nigga?
And
like,
go ahead.
I mean, that is harsh as shit. Like, about he got back problems. Like, goddamn, Pusha T.
And keep in mind, here's what I need to put this in perspective of you. So the whole thing, like the thing that set this off, like it was written like Nas, it came from Quen, that line, that is just the first 5 lines of a song that has a whole fucking lot more lines. So this whole Drake thing basically started off as, like, accidentally grazing his shoulder in a crowded hallway, and Drake just fucking pulling out the AKs and the fucking rocket launchers. Like, this is Don't Be a Menace to Society.
Or dig your juice and substance from the damn.
Holy shit. And again, just like fucking... See, this is why it's good to take your time with these things, because then you could just fucking unleash with no remorse. And keep in mind, Drake has not really responded. I mean, he did put out, like, a textual statement on Twitter, but that's basically him waving the white flag, like, I got nothing.
It's like, I give up, please don't kill, please don't, I give up, you win, alright, damn it, you win.
It's like... Damn, this is a fucking rap beef for the ages. I don't care whether you give a shit or not about rap beef, but this is like the best one we've gotten in a while.
Yeah. Oh man, and best of all, no one got shot.
Well, I mean, technically Chief Keef got shot at, but that was completely unrelated.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but I was thinking that's him 6'9", and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude, but and apparently Drake got the advice from Jay Prince that they told him to call off. Like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna stop this. I think it's best that you stop this right now, cause let's be honest, you got, like you said, all Pusha said was like mainly that those measly 5 lines, and you like, I'm gonna kill motherfucker. And minute you thought that Drake would kill him like he did with Meek Mill. Only difference is Pusha's a better rapper than Meek Mill, to be honest.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's, that. I mean, Pusha don't fuck around with this shit. On this shit. And I know some of you say that Pusha went too harsh, he went too mean. Okay, maybe, but you did get that one, and another diss track Drake made. Drake did on another diss track Drake made like 2 years back. He commented on Kid Cudi when he was going to his middle illness shit. So yeah, he did that shit. If you remember, Two Birds One Stone, that's another track that he did towards Meek and Pusha and Kid Cudi.
These beefs are just too good. And then, let's not forget about the best part, like his excuse for the pictures. According to a statement Pete put out, he's like, this picture is from 2007, a time in my life where I was an actor and I was working on a project that was about young black actors struggling to get roles, being stereotyped and typecast. The photos represented how African Americans were once wrongfully portrayed in entertainment. Now, here's the thing, I love how he doesn't clarify any further about what the project is. It's like,
they bamboozled too.
He probably should have just said that. It would have been easier to, convince the audience on. Plus, I'm sure Spike Lee would have been down for it. And, pretty much like that's the best he has. Like he couldn't even jump in and record like a diss track back. And, you know, just to put the icing on the wound, the actual beat for the story of Adidon is literally just the instrumental from Jay-Z's The Story of OJ.
Yep.
Just keep rubbing the salt in, man. It's just too good. This is some... I gotta tell you, in a month full of annoying as shit discourse about every single friggin' thing, it just feels good to have entertaining beefs like this, man. This is better than Cable.
Yeah.
But...
Oh boy, this is one of the better rap to come up this year, to come up in recent news. At least one to actually be entertaining, and not just Twitter not just Twitter beefs. Although I will say that one time with the Action Bronson Ghost Killer beef was kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
But that was more like Ghostface doing that video of his, which even though I love both artists, I mean, you know, I love both Ghostface and Action Bronson. Ghostface kind of killed it. Or at least he was the victor in that. But still, this is the Drake Pusha T beef. This has been most entertaining in a while.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, that basically covers that, because obviously Drake just like let it die because he got nothing.
Yeah, he's upset.
Sometimes he feel good, but this time he doesn't. So now we can move on from that and, you know, take care of the last piece of business. The new album releases for June 8th, 2018. Starting at the top, we have a new project from Laika Lee called So Bad So Sexy. The newest album from black metal project Zealand Ardor was Stranger Fruit. The new album from doom metalers Yob with Our Raw Hearts. Now we have to actually deal with the obligatory future release of the year, the soundtrack to the remake of Superfly.
Director X.
Yeah.
Also, I was remember that guy who wrote Watchmen that one time. That's not David Hayter.
What, Jackie Earl Haley?
No, I meant the writer of the Watchmen movie, the one that's not David Hayter.
David Goyer?
No, fuck it.
Alright. Okay, a new project from the Dave Matthews Band called Come Tomorrow, and the third of 5 good music releases we're getting in a row. That Kid Cudi Kanye West collaborative project, Kids See Ghosts. Or Kids See Ghost. I'm actually not sure if ghost is plural or not.
I don't know. I know, and don't know if you know the album is, because he always wait for the last minute to say what it is. So yeah, it's TBA for now.
Pretty much. So now let's clean house and get the hell out of here. So Alex, where can they find you on the internet?
As always, on the internet, pretty much everywhere under the name Aura of Azure. And by the way, that other guy who wrote Watchmen was named Alex C.
That's what I was getting to. That's the guy that
Superfly guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Mark, what about you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, BMF Media, or at least for now, since I don't know if I have for long, because life and shit. Anyway, you can follow me on my site, HappyOne.wordpress.com. Again, I don't know if the internet will keep me long, but yeah, I'm not working much on this month anyway, except working on my story, and possibly, hopefully, the anime wrap up thing when it comes to the end of the month. I just look. I just hope my internet don't die. I don't just go.
All right. As for me, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, CuriousCat, at Rob Barracuda. Email me, robert@surrealresolution.com with questions, comments, concerns, and inquiries. Subscribe to the podcast on Google Play and iTunes. New audio-only episodes go up every Wednesday. Video usually goes up by the weekend on the official YouTube channel of Surreal Resolution. You know, just subscribe and hit the bell tab so you're always notified whenever new episodes of the podcast go up there. Follow us on Twitter at Surreal Reso, like us on Facebook, follow us online, surrealresolution.com, find this podcast on decibelboost.surrealresolution.com. Of course, check out our other podcast, Podcast O&A. They have content out today. It's content.
Today! Like right now.
And yes, as in right now.
And speaking of content, we have quite a bit, currently and upcoming. First off, there was, if you actually want to read my Adult Swim on the Green experience in greater detail, you have that. We also have a new album review, not by one of us in this podcast. Yes, our boy Cedric Alpha is the one who is taking care of reviewing the new Pusha T record, so go check that out. And you can also expect a review from him on the new Kanye project, Yay. I don't know. And also coming soon, Mark has a review of 106.Never's latest Age Of.
Yes.
And I should have a review up of the latest YOB record, Our Raw Hearts, as well as my review of the first episode of Fully Coolly Progressive. I liked it.
Me too.
I love it. I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
I watched it twice.
I had to watch it a second time to actually get notes and screenshots. Okay, so be sure to jump into our Discord if you want to hear us riff on the latest beefs about everything. All the beefs. And of course, shout out to the producer, Mr. E, for graciously letting me use his music for this podcast. Links to his shit down in the description. Thank you for listening this week. Wow, this is one of the longest we've done in a while. So we'll join you next time, because I think we're also recording the album roundup this week. And so, until then, seriously, Director X?